Hi everyone, my name's Claire and today we're going to talk about digital distribution. Okay, let's dive in. What is digital distribution? Well, in this context, it's the means to disseminate your song in digital format to a wider network online through selected online platforms. End users or people can then download or stream the song on their computer, mobile device or smart speaker. There are two main areas to this. First of all, through self-managed outlets, and we'll look at a couple of examples there, or you can go through a digital aggregator and they do some of the work for you. In both cases, you will need some key things in place. You'll need a laptop or a computer or mobile device that has internet access. That device will need access further to the MP3 or WAV file of the song. WAV is usually better. And you also need some digital artwork. Now, the latter point, you might not have digital artwork readily available, and there are some online platforms that allow you to create that. In all of these cases, do make sure that you save your file as a square version, so 600 by 600 pixels, and make sure you save it as a JPEG. Some examples of these platforms that you can use online are canva.com, pixlr.com, freeonlinephotoeditor.com, and a whole host of others. We're going to look at canva.com as an example. You do need to create an online account with Canva to be able to download the JPEG of the artwork. However, it's one of my favourites because it provides a whole bunch of templates readily available that you can quickly edit, uploading your own images and editing the text. When you're happy with the artwork, just click the download button and save it to somewhere where you'll be able to access at a later point. Looking at the self-managed outlets, we're going to look at Soundcloud and Bandcamp as our main examples here. Soundcloud allows you to upload your track and create a shareable link that you can send out on social media or by email. When you've created an account, you'll see something like this. The orange button at the bottom will allow you to access the MP3 or WAV version of the track on your computer. It defaults to public in terms of the privacy setting, but you can change this to private if you're sending it ahead of release time, for example, to a radio producer. The next point is inputting some information about the track itself. So this is where you need your digital artwork. You can see the button to upload the image here. You have to input the song title, some information about the genre, and some additional tags. So this could also relate to the genre, and a description of the track itself. It's useful to input this information because it can help users online find the track using searchable terms that relate to what you've input to these particular fields. The song URL, you can see circled here, is something that you can use again to share online with your friends and family or to your wider audience. And URL, just in case you're wondering, stands for Uniform Resource Locator. After this, when you've uploaded a whole series of tracks, you can access this quite easily through your tracks section. So this is just one of the tabs on SoundCloud. When you see it in a list like this, there's a little icon, a little square with an arrow coming out of it. You can see that from the green arrow here, where you can grab the song URL for future use for sharing online. So pretty handy from that point of view. Moving on to Bandcamp. I really like this one because it has lots of great tools that you can use and really puts you in the driver's seat of having optimum control of your distribution and how your tracks look and are displayed online. It's a bit like having your own online music store and you have control over it. When you have uploaded a series of different tracks, it can look something like this. You can also input some of your other social media links in the bottom right-hand corner here. And end users will be able to click on the artwork itself to preview the track and subsequently download it, depending on the settings that you've made already. Uploading it is quite similar in terms of the requirements compared to SoundCloud, where you need to upload some artwork and input some information about the track. The point circled here is slightly different from SoundCloud in that you can also set your own pricing and payments can come directly to you via PayPal. I also quite enjoy the button here where you can let the fans pay what they want. Again, similar to SoundCloud, where you input some information about the track, lyrics, and add some track credits. So if someone else has played on your track, for example. When you have all that information input and you look at the individual track or EP or album, it can look a bit like this. So the play button will allow the end user to preview the track and then they can subsequently buy it using the blue link at the bottom. Pretty nifty. Moving on to digital aggregators. What these are basically, it's a service to provide, they'll charge you a fee essentially to upload your song or album to lots of different online stores. CD Baby is an example of this, as is TuneCore, as is Emu Bands. For this example, to gain a better understanding of it, we'll look at Emu Bands. So it's a platform that you create an account with, you upload your music and your artwork, so similar to the self-managed outlets from that perspective, and you'll have a window where you select contracts with online stores in which you want that particular track or album or EP to be made available. On Emu Bands, it looks a bit like this. So the contracts tab is the center one here, and you can view, and this scrolls down quite a bit, all the online stores that your track has a contract with. And Emu Bands is the aggregator, will help you manage that. If you don't want your track to be available in one of those platforms at a later date, you can simply uncheck the box. Quite simple. One thing that is different with the digital aggregators compared to the self-managed outlets is the requirement for something called an ISRC. Don't get too hung up in this because Emu Bands and other aggregators will help you out with it and they can provide you with one. But this stands for International Standard Recording Codes. This is basically a system that helps identify the recorded music or the video where the music is also embedded. Each ISRC is a unique identifier that can be permanently encoded into a recording or music video. Encoded ISRCs automatically identify recordings for PPL royalty payments. And you can watch another video about PPL recording and royalty payments through this series. PPL is basically an organisation that's based in the UK that deals with royalty payments for the artefact, the sonic artefact, the sound recording itself. The code looks a bit like this, or is made up of these components. The country code is the first two elements. The subsequent 3 is the first registrant code, and the subsequent parts pertain to the year and the designation code, which you as the rights holder can determine. But the registrant code, this sort of second section here, if you like, is provided to you by PPL. But like I said, if you don't have that already, aggregators can help you out with it. That's all from me. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you.